Hi there, I am Jacqueline and welcome back to our channel, Hourglass of Wine. As we said in a past video, Andrea and I recently got married, and for our honeymoon we decided to do something totally new for us, and we sailed with Cunard for a spectacular voyage on the Queen Mary 2. Preparing for our voyage, as self-professed wine lovers, we watched hours and hours of videos about the QM2 and Cunard. Well, we learned so much, and we certainly felt better prepared to enjoy and take advantage of everything that this amazing ship has to offer. There was one department that we found severely lacking in information, and that was wine. While there were so many videos, articles, and forums that were talking about dining, drinks, packages, and so much more, no one was actually talking about the wine offerings or the quality. Obviously, this meant that when we embarked on our voyage, we had so many questions, and today we want to address some of those. So, whether you are planning on embarking on a Cunard cruise in the future, or you're simply curious about what wine on Cunard cruises are like, this video is for you. We are going to break down what you can expect from the QM2 wine list and wine packages, the onboard activities surrounding wine, and 10 tips and tricks that we picked up while here on board. In short, wine lovers, get ready to find out what the Queen Mary 2 and Cunard has in store for you so that you don't set sail blind like we did. The wine list. So first things first, let's talk about the wine list. The main wine list here is through the Britannia restaurant for the Britannia class cabins. Specialty dining, such as the Veranda Steakhouse or the pop-up King's Court restaurants like Bamboo or Coriander, have very small and select wine lists that are essentially excerpts of the mega wine list. And it is a mega wine list. It covers over 50 pages with 350 plus wines on it. It starts off with very premium wines. We're talking Screaming Eagles, DRCs, and Petruses for thousands of dollars. These premium wines are followed by the majority of the wine list, covering every type of wine that you could imagine. Sparkling, red, white, and rosés that are divided by region, France, Italy, Chile, etc., and then by color and by zone, i.e. France, Burgundy, white. Prices on this list, excluding that ultra premium category that I've mentioned first, we found to be surprisingly good. Let's say they're competitive with US wine restaurant lists. The bottles starting out at the $30 range were Cunard's own private label offerings, and the wines would go up into the hundreds as well. However, we were pleasantly surprised to see a great quantity of quality bottles in the $40 to $80 range. And the wines that were offered were well selected. We did not have a wine that we thought to be subpar. Even the Cunard private labels, which we tasted sparkling red and white versions, were delicious for their respective price points. We had the opportunity to taste difficult to find varieties from little-known regions, at least from our home in Italy, and we fell in love with each bottle that we got to taste. And the well-known regions we tasted, like Bordeaux, were fantastic offerings as well. Overall, we are exceptionally happy with the breadth and the quality of the selection. You can definitely find something to suit your taste and budget on the Cunard wine list. The wine and drink packages. Before embarkation, we discussed between us a lot whether we wanted to buy a drinks package and or a wine package. In the end, for maximum flexibility, Andrea and I decided not to. And honestly, we were really happy with that decision in the end. But let's break down how the wine packages work so you can make your own decision. There are two main wine packages available where basically you pay a flat fee and get to select 6 or 12 bottles from the list during your voyage. Depending on whether you order the captain's or the commodore's list, the wines will be different. If you genuinely want to order the wines on the available list, purchasing them through the package does come with a fairly good savings of about 20 to 25% by our calculations. However, the catch is that the wines available within these packages are, compared to that main dining list, very limited. We feel that the value of the wine packages will come down to if you are happy to drink only those bottles available in the package. If not, and you feel constricted by the shortened selection, it might be better to consider the flexibility of no package, such as we did. In regard to the drinks package, wine glasses are included in the alcohol package, which includes alcoholic beverages under the $13 mark at the time of filming. The wine by the glass selection that falls into this category is fairly limited. So if you aren't a big alcoholic beverage drinker in general, the hefty daily cost of such a package, about $70 per person per day on our voyage, might not be worth it for you to just have that availability of the wine by the glass. The Cunard Wine Academy. On board, there are actually great opportunities to expand your wine knowledge, apart from just perusing and sampling the wine list, that is. This would be possible through the Cunard Wine Academy. We were able to find out about 2 distinct offerings on our voyage by talking to sommeliers and the purser's office. However, it is worth noting we had not been notified of these events before boarding, so we found out about them only through chance, so to speak, once we were on board. Lunch and learns are a great opportunity to taste some themed wines and stretch your pairing muscles. We participated in one of these that was held in the Veranda Steakhouse with themed wines from Napa Valley. In this lunch, we ate well, we drank well, and we left fully satiated. 4 courses are served with 2 wines apiece. And we found that in each course, at least one of the wines was a near, if not perfect, pairing. But we're not sure if this was by chance or on purpose. In any case, the wines were fantastic, and we noted, looking up the bottle prices later, that the values were from $70 to $120 a piece. That means that the absolutely delicious and abundant meal, plus the opportunity to taste all of these wines without paying full bottle prices, made it well worth the event price of $90 a person on our voyage. On our cruise, these lunch and learns were bookable through the My Voyage Cunard portal. However, to find out the wine list, we did have to talk directly with the location hosting the event. A second great opportunity for wine lovers to taste away are the fine wine tastings. These are extremely limited in space and so a bit harder to book. For this reason, we were not able to actually participate in a session, although there were 2 offered on our voyage. They are usually held in a small, private, and terribly chic tasting room just behind Sir Samuel's on the 3rd deck. In these sommelier-led events, you will taste 8 amazing wines, learning about them as you go. Like the Lunch and Learn, these tastings are themed. The one on our voyage that we didn't get a chance to attend because it filled up so quickly was titled Contenders versus Champions and was all about tasting varieties from different places. Now, this event was not listed anywhere. The only way that we found out about it was from an onboard sommelier who suggested it. So be sure to keep your eyes peeled and your ears pricked to hear about such events. Part 4, our tips and tricks. Now, let's go over 10 of our favorite tips and tricks that you might find useful for your next voyage with Cunard. Number 1, when you order and open a bottle in a bar or a restaurant, you can ask your sommelier to keep it for you to enjoy the next day, so you don't have to worry about finishing the bottle or having a full bottle to drink within a meal. You can spread it out over more meals. Number 2, that open bottle, you can actually have it move between venues. For example, if you open a bottle of wine at the Britannia restaurant at dinner, you can finish it at the Veranda Steakhouse the next day at lunch. Just ask your sommelier at the first location to keep the bottle for you and tell the sommelier at the second location that you have an open bottle waiting. Number 3, this is more of a note, but remember to keep in mind that with every price you see on a wine list, in every venue, there is a 15% gratuity. This will be applied automatically to your bill. Number 4, utilize the sommeliers. We found the onboard wine staff to be very kind and helpful. They eagerly talked with us, fellow wine lovers, sharing thoughts and expertise on the bottles that we picked out, or in suggesting something similar to what we were looking for. So be sure to fully utilize them by asking advice, chit-chatting, or, as we mentioned in the Cunard Wine Academy section, asking them about onboard tasting opportunities. This is all especially important if you are on a fixed dining plan where you might have the same sommelier every meal and you can really get to know them. Number 5. Each guest is allowed to bring 1 bottle of wine on board with them. If you enjoy this wine in a restaurant, there will be a $25 corkage fee, and the 15% gratuity is included in that. We read online and we talked to a few fellow cruisers on our voyage that this rule might not be strictly enforced, so you can try your luck with bringing on more than 1 bottle, but we do not have personal experience with this. We just thought it an interesting fact. Number 6. These bottles that you bring on board with you, just like the bottles purchased in the restaurants, can be stored if you don't finish them in one sitting. In these cases, the corkage fee is only charged once at the opening of the wine. Number 7. When you first set foot in your stateroom after embarkation, you will find a bottle of sparkling wine waiting for you. Don't worry, you can go ahead and pop it to celebrate departure. It's a complimentary bottle. However, don't confuse it with the minibar bottles that will be subject to charges if you open. Number 8. Be sure to check out the library. If you are in a learning mood, there are some interesting books on wine that you can find in the library to allow for some offline learning. You will find these books on wine in the food section. Number 9, look for flight tasting opportunities. Some venues will offer flight tastings of still wines, sparkling wines, and fortified wines. The Corinthia Lounge, for example, offers very interesting flight tastings at the time of filming. Number 10, specialty dining restaurants such as the Veranda Steakhouse have a limited wine list. If, on the main dining list, you spied a bottle that you would prefer to open in the Veranda Steakhouse, it is possible to purchase the bottle separately, so to speak. Basically, the meal before you wish to dine at the Veranda, ask your sommelier in the main dining venue to purchase the desired bottle and have it delivered to the Veranda in your name. You will purchase it at that moment, but it will be waiting for you the next day or the next meal when you go to the Veranda Steakhouse. And that's pretty much it. The essential information a wine lover should know before heading out on a Cunard or Queen Mary II voyage. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please leave a like below and consider subscribing for more wine content. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in that video over there. Cheers!